house of God. The Blessed Sacrament is on reserve. The candle burns. The Lord is in our midst. Certainly here. But darn it, out there too. The Lord is in our midst. That whole first reading, it may not have jumped out at you, but it started with, "Thus says the Spirit of the Lord." No, thus says the wisdom of God. And in the Old Testament, wisdom is personified as a quality of God. And did you get all that imagery? That the wisdom of God was just playing on the face of the earth. That the wisdom of God found delight in the human race. Pretty good to remember the next time cynicism overtakes you. God is in our midst. So we celebrate the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And I don't get it. But I know that God is God, and I am not. There's something in us that longs to know, that seeks what is so far beyond us we can't begin to grasp it. But there's also something in us that seems to be terrified by all of that. Consider some of these things from the Scriptures. You remember way back at creation time how intimate God is with Adam and Eve. And when they sin, they hear God in the breeze at the cool time of the day, in the evening. And do you remember what they did? They hid. Why are you hiding? Well, we're naked. Who told you you were naked? You've eaten of the tree that I forbade you to eat. They hid from God. There's a story in Genesis when Jacob in the night wrestles with an angel. And the angel asks his name, Jacob. Your name will be Israel, because you've wrestled with human and divine things and you've prevailed. And do you remember what happened to Jacob? The angel whacked him in his hip, and he had a limp for the rest of his life. And he asked the angel, what is your name? And the angel simply said, why would you want to know my name? And that was it. The burning bush. Moses in the wilderness tending his father-in-law's flock. This bush, a fire, not being consumed. What's going on? Gotta go check it out. Moses, come no nearer. Remove your sandals. This is holy ground. And the Lord gives him a mission. And he's not at all excited about it. Who's going to listen to me? Who am I that Pharaoh would listen to me and set the people free? But he did. And Moses asks God's name. And God replies in strange words. I am who am. Sometimes people play with that because they're uncomfortable with the grammar. I am who I am. But that's not the point. I am. I just am. What is that all about? The mystery of God. Now this is the same Moses in Exodus. We hear how he talked with God. As two people talk with one another. But whenever it happened, his face was so radiant, he had to cover it up. People couldn't stand this radiance of Moses. In the Gospels, there are a couple of heartbreaking passages. In the Gospel according to Luke, Jesus casts out these demons. They go into pigs and they go down the hillside. And the people of the village come out and they ask him to leave the region. They're just too overwhelmed. And there's that moment when Jesus is walking on water. They think it's a ghost. Peter says, if it really is you, tell me to come out and walk on the water. And he does. And back in the boat, Peter says, leave me, Lord. I'm a sinful man. Just go away. Do you know what Jesus does? Nothing. He doesn't leave. The Lord is in our midst. On the mountain of transfiguration, 3 of the disciples saw Jesus radiant, and Moses and Elijah appeared. And they were overwhelmed. Thought they should pitch some tents and keep them there. And after the resurrection, those 2 disciples on the road to Emmaus, Jesus was walking right with them. And they had no clue it was him. When they got to where they were going, he acted as if he were going further, and they pleaded with him to stay. And they sat down at a table, and he broke bread. And they recognized him in the breaking of the bread. And do you remember what happened then? He vanished from their midst. And they said, whoa, let's go back. They retraced their steps and rejoined the community. The Lord is in our midst. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. You know, you can't have one without the other. But don't run from the gift. Keep probing. Build that relationship. Joel and Dan. Godparents, Katie and Brett. Your job is to teach Stella all about this. And she may just teach you a few things too. The Lord is in our midst. And savor this one especially. Matthew chapter 18. Wherever 2 or 3 gather in my name, Jesus says, I'm right there in your midst. This is a holy place. But so is your home when you sit down to pray. So is your car when 2 of you decide to say a prayer. The Lord is in our midst. Seek the Lord. Don't run away. May God bless us all.